Hi students, this video is for list built-in functions. Okay, so as you all know, list is a sequence of elements. You can store elements of any data types. Okay, so in a list you can store an integer value, float value, string or character, or a list or a set or dictionary. You can store any kind of data type value. You can store it inside a list. And list is a mutable data type. Okay, list is a mutable data type. Mutable means once the list is being created, with that list you can update the values, you can add extra values, or you can delete a value from the list. So you can do the changes on the list. So that is nothing but it's called mutable. And it is an ordered sequence of data type. Okay, that is how we are adding it. In that order only it will go and store inside the list. Okay, so now I'm sharing the screen. So I'll tell you how to use all the built-in functions. Okay, so you can create a list either using a square bracket, or you can also create it using the list function. Okay, now I'm printing both the list. So either you can create a list with a square bracket or using a list function. So these are the two ways you can create the empty list. Okay, so two empty list is created. Now we can add the content inside the list. So to add a value inside a list, you can use append function. Okay, to add the content in the list, we have three functions. One is append, one is extend, another one is insert. So append is a function which is going to add the elements at the end of the list. Okay, extend, in append you can add only one value at a time, whereas using the extend you can add multiple elements inside the list. Okay, so here I'm giving append 45. Okay, and I'm printing it, so it is getting added. So in your list only one value is there. So using append I can store only one value at a time. Okay, if you want to add multiple values, then I can go for extend. Okay, so extend 56. I'll give one string hello and one float. Okay, so this what happens is I'm passing multiple values inside the list. Okay, what happens is the each elements will go and store as a separate value. Okay, so I'm printing the list one. So here when I print the list one, in the values 56 will be a separate value, hello will be a separate value, 56.9 is a separate value. So extend function carry only one argument. Okay, so I'll pass multiple values inside the list. Okay, so inside the list I'll pass the values so that each value will go and store as each element inside the list. Okay, see 56 is a separate value, hello is a separate value, 56 is a separate value. The same thing if I do with an append function. Okay, what happens is it will take it as a list. Okay, so inside the append function I'm giving the same thing. Okay, so this will be added as a list. Okay, okay, so this is nothing but nested list. So inside a list I have created a list. Okay, so these are the two functions to add the values. So whenever I'm adding the value, it is getting added at the end. So first 45 I have added. Next I have added 56 hello and 56.9. So 56 will get added after 45. next hello, next 56.9. So the values will go and add at the last. Okay. Next is I'm going to use insert function. Insert. So I'm going to insert in the first index. So for insert function, there are two arguments. The first argument is the index position where you are going to add, and next is a value. Okay, so I am giving insert 1 comma 100. So in the first index it will go and add 100 value. Okay, so 45 is the 0th index, so 56 is the first index. So here 100 will be added, and from 56 the index has been incremented. Okay, after 100 the remaining values will be, it will move one position towards right. Okay, so these are the three functions to add the content inside the list. Okay, so next to remove. Okay, so for removing a content, I have three functions: remove method, del keyword, and then pop function. Okay, so when I use pop, it will automatically by default, it will delete the last value. Okay, so here in my list, I have my last value is this is my last value. So that will get deleted. So pop will by default, it will delete the last element from the list. Okay. So if I use del function, even for pop, I can give the index inside that. Okay. So if I give list one dot pop of 2, then what value is there in the second index? So 0, 1, 2. So when I execute this statement, 56 will get deleted. Okay. So next I'm giving del list 1 of 2. So I will delete the same 56. So this is another method to delete a particular element from the list. Okay, so 56 has been deleted. Next is here pop and del. You can delete a particular element using the index position. Okay, so if you want to delete the value, okay, if you want to delete a particular value, then you have to use the remove function. Okay, so always remember, only for remove function you can give the value of the element. Okay, that is value inside the list, and for pop and for del you have to give the index position. Okay, so I'm giving list one dot remove of hello. So my hello will be get deleted. So hello got deleted. Okay. So here I'm going to delete one more. I'm going to delete the 56.9. Otherwise I'll update it. Okay. Next is, so insert and deletion is over. Next is updation. So updation is I'm going to update the last value. So instead of 56.9, I'm going to update it as 56. Okay. So I'm giving it as 56 and I'm printing the list. Okay. So next I'm going to use sort function. So always remember, when you use the sort function, you have to make sure that all the elements inside the list should be homogeneous. That is, either the list should contain all the values should be in integer format, or all the values should be in float format, or all the values should be in string. Okay, only if it is a homogeneous list you can do the sorting function. Okay, so when I give sort function, list name dot sort function, what happens is from ascending, it will arrange in ascending order. Okay, so see 45, 56, then 100. So I have a reverse function. When I use reverse function, it will arrange in reverse form. Okay. So here so when I use sort function, this sorting will happen permanently. Okay. So whenever I print the list one, I'll get the values like this. Okay. Once you have sorted, it is a permanent change to that list. So when I do reverse, what happens is 100, 56 and 45 will get printed. Okay. So this is sort function. Next we have max function. So max of list of 1, which means what happens is it will print the maximum value of that list. Okay. Next is minimum of list 1. So this will return me the minimum value. Okay. Next, sum of list 1. So what and all values are there inside the list, all will get added and it gets printed. See, so 100 is my maximum value, it's returning 100. Minimum is 45, that is getting printed. Next, sum of list 1. So 100 plus 56 plus 45, that is 201. Okay. So next is, so I'll just print list 1 and list 2. Okay, so list 2 is now empty. Okay, so I'll create a list 3. Okay, I'm going to copy the list 1 to the list 3. Okay, copy function list 1 dot copy of. So what and all values there in the list 1, it gets copied to the list 3. Okay. So list 3 is being copied. So 156 and 45 is there in the list 3. So now I'm going to add a 0 into the list 3. Okay, I'm appending 0 to the list 3. So 0 will get added at the last. Okay, so 0 will be my last element. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use print any function. So list 1, comma, any list 2, comma, any list 3. Okay. Next is all function list 1, comma, all list 2, comma, all list 3. Okay. So any function is nothing but it will check whether all the elements in the list 1 and return me the Boolean value. Okay. Any is a function where the value should be there inside the list. Okay. It can be a positive value. Okay. That is, it can be any non-zero value. Even 0 is accepted. Okay. But it should not be empty. Okay. For any function, it will check whether the list contain non-zero values or 0 values. If non-zero values is there, it will return true. Even if 0 is there also, it will return true, but it should not be empty. Okay. Whereas in all function, what happens is it will check. Okay, it will check and all non-zero value should be there. Okay, all non-zero value should be there. Even if it is empty, there is no problem. That will also return true, but 0 value should not be there in for the all function. Okay, so list 1 is nothing but 100, 56 and 45. So all of for this list 1 is true and any of list 1 is also true. Okay, next list 2 is empty. So any of list 2. So that is false because for any at least 0 value or non-zero value should be there, but it should not be empty. So that will return me false. Okay. And whereas all of list 2 is you should have either non-zero value or empty also, it's fine. So that is returning true. Okay. Whereas any of list 3. So any of list 3 is, it should be either non-zero value or zero value. Okay. Any of list 3. So non-zero value is there, zero value is there, but it is not empty. So it is returning true. All of list 3. So here 0 is there. Okay. So it is returning me false. Okay. Is it clear? For any function, the list should not be empty. If it is empty, it returns false. For for all function, the 0 is not accepted. If 0 is there, it will return false. This is the difference between any and all. Okay. Next, I'll tell you how to create how to append the values. Okay. For example, I'm giving name, input of age, int of input of next salary. That is also int of input of. Okay. So now what happens is I'm going to add this inside the list. Okay. So append, either you can give append function and give each variable one by one, or otherwise you can also give extend and add all the variables at a time. So extend age, comma, salary. Okay. And I'm going to print it, print the list. Okay. So I'm getting name, age, salary from the user and I'm adding it inside the list. Okay. So I'm adding name using the append function and using extend, I'm adding the age and salary at a time. So I'm running the program. So name I'm giving as Savita. Age I'm giving 23 and salary I'm just giving 30,000. Okay. See, my list is being displayed. So first name is getting added, then the age, then the salary. Okay. If suppose I want to update the salary. Okay. Suppose in a scenario, that is the person has got promoted. Okay. That means, or the person got incremented. So that means you have to update the salary. Okay. So in that case, I'll give list 1 or you can either give -1 or you can give list 1 of 2. Okay. Okay. List 1 of 2 is equal to, I'm giving 35,000. Okay. So you can use negative indexing or positive indexing to update the list. Okay. So I am updating the list. So see, the salary has been incremented. So Savita 23 and my salary is, and the salary is 35,000. Okay. So this is how you update. If suppose suddenly you have to add the address. Okay. That is city. So I'm adding the new information using append. Okay. So that is, I'm updating it as Chennai. Okay. So if you want to add a new content inside the list, use append. If you want to add only one information, use append. If you have more information, use extend. Okay. So this is how you will add. So Savita 23, 35,000 and Chennai. So you can also pass this in a function. Okay, so I'm giving function. I can pass the list inside the function. Okay, and I can execute it one by one. For in list 1. Okay, and I'm printing the I. I'm calling the function list 1. So what happens is the list 1 will pass to the function definition. Okay, so inside I'm giving for loop for I in list 1. Okay, in first iteration, the first element will go inside. So I will be Savita, that I'm printing it. Next iteration, I will be 23. So I'm printing I value, so 23 gets printed. Next iteration, next value is the I stored in the I variable, so that I am printing. Next iteration, Chennai is stored in I variable, that I am printing it. So the elements are over in the list, so it stops the iteration and come out of the function definition. So this is getting printed. So this is nothing but list as an argument or list parameter. That is, I am passing the list as an argument to the function definition. Okay. So these are the basics of list built-in function. Okay. Thank you.